Earth, the only known source of life in the entire universe. Rich and diverse, Earth is a complex world of delicate balances and dynamic cycles. Because of this constant evolution, 99% of all species that have inhabited Earth are now extinct. For human life, Earth provides us with everything we need to survive and to thrive. But with the strain of overpopulation, pollution, and uncontrolled development, how long will our fragile ecosystem be able to support life? Science has taught us a great deal about our planet's past, and through science, ingenuity, and technology, we have the power to ensure our place in its future. So join us in a place where predicting the future is as simple as meeting the amazing individuals and companies who are creating that future. Explore the frontiers of technology as new ways are developed to address mankind's greatest challenge. Discover the innovations that will not only safeguard our continued existence, but will provide a better life for us today and for generations to come. The future is in our hands.
It's said that beauty comes from within bottles, jars, compacts, and tubes. In spite of the worldwide economic recession, the multi-billion-dollar beauty industry has recently seen an increase in sales, due in part to emerging global markets, as well as the growing trend in celebrity fragrance lines. The human instinct to appear and smell attractive to others continues to make the world go round and keeps the business of beauty hot. But like Sleeping Beauty, eco-conscious consumers, shareholders, and retailers are waking up to the impact this global industry has on the health of our planet. The Environmental Protection Agency reports that packaging generates 1/4 of landfill waste per year, though the amount from beauty products is unknown, and consumer groups are pushing for more transparency in the chemical composition of fragrances. As demand for greener formulas and less packaging grows, leading cosmetic companies like Coty are examining their own images and making big changes in beauty from within.
Headquartered in New York City, Coty is one of the world's leading global beauty companies. With annual net sales of over $4 billion, Coty employs 12,000 people and delivers its products to nearly 100 countries around the world.
Coty has experienced remarkable growth over the last 10 years. The guiding principle of this new culture could be summed up in 3 words: faster, further, freer. Faster at grasping trends, further in pushing ideas, and freer in our company culture.
Coty boasts a distinguished portfolio of top names in skincare, toiletries, color cosmetics, sun care, and personal care. But it's perhaps best known for its 100-year success with the sweet smell of fragrance. Francois Coty is widely considered the founder of the modern perfume industry, and his creative, entrepreneurial, and visionary legacy continues to inspire Coty's leadership. Just over 2 years ago, Coty instigated its sustainability platform with the goal of becoming the first major fragrance company with a sustainable position.
Fragrances are the largest part of our portfolio and one of the most important to Coty. And our supplier base that we use and the natural ingredients we use go through a very rigorous process to ensure that the sustainability of these crops are met. Secondly, Coty has done a lot of internal work on their own, where we're using more and more natural ingredients. In addition, our processes have been curtailed and been optimized to reduce as much waste as we can and maximize everything we do in fragrances.
We have to consider our business from a technical perspective, 3 points: energy, waste, and the materials that we work with. For example, in our Spain factory, we were using about 2.4 liters of water to manufacture 1 kilogram of finished product. By using state-of-the-art equipment and improved processes, we now manufacture 1 kilogram of finished product with 0.06 grams of water, a major reduction in water usage.
Going a darker shade of green at Coty also extends to the packaging and marketing of its products, as consumers and retailers alike pressure major manufacturers to pare down packaging. Companies like Coty are realizing that what's good for the environment is also good for business.
We have a very complex portfolio of brands ranging from mass market to ultra prestige. So we have many different types of bottles, caps, folding cartons. Our approach to sustainability is really to optimize and minimize our packaging elements that are not even visible to the consumer. For example, we are using the same type of board across multiple brands. Because it's decorated and printed with different colors, it's not even perceptible by the consumer. Another great example is our Christmas gift set. Throughout the years, we have redesigned and optimized our Christmas gift sets to reduce the board usage and also to reduce the plastic usage. And these are key achievements we've been able to communicate to our retailers as well, to show them and to show our consumer that we are going in the right direction in terms of sustainability.
In 2006, Coty partnered with DKMS, the world's largest nonprofit bone marrow donor center. This year, their joint fundraising efforts broke all previous records, raising $2.5 million to support people affected by various forms of blood cancer and other related diseases.
At Coty and our Coty people, we are part of society. We have been very successful, so it's very important to us to give back. And we engage ourselves in projects and themes which are important. We embrace sustainability because it's very important that we develop our skills there, and we embrace the fight against leukemia because it's really something which we can really make an impact.
As Coty transforms further, faster and freer into even darker shades of green, it signals change in the beauty industry itself. Just as Francois Coty ushered in a new era 100 years ago, today's Coty reflects a modern outlook, putting the earth first and changing beautifully from within. According to the World Business Council on Sustainable Development, the world population will top 7 billion in 2011 and is forecast to grow to 9 billion by 2050. Escalating food prices, access to clean water and adequate sanitation are just three basic concerns for our future survival. Kimberly-Clark Corporation, the global producer of consumer tissue and personal hygiene brands, is a model corporation where progressive sustainability strategy delivers products that improve people's lives, protect Earth's resources, and foster communities in more than 150 countries.
Every day, 1.3 billion people use one or more Kimberly-Clark products. Nearly a quarter of the world's population will reach for one of its brands with a household name like Kleenex, Depend, Huggies, Cottonelle, Kotex, Scott, Poise, Pull-Ups, and Viva. The sustainability challenge at Kimberly-Clark has become a vital priority for the company at its facilities in Neenah, Wisconsin, as well as in its many locations throughout the world. The company made major strides in reducing its global footprint.
Back in 1872, when our founders first started Kimberly-Clark, they had three simple principles: quality, service, and fair dealing. Now, fair dealing has become synonymous with just doing the right thing. And that means doing the right thing with our employees, with our customers, with our suppliers, and for me, most importantly, in the communities and the environment in which we live and work. We were doing sustainability before it became fashionable. We were making sure that we were using our energy and our water in a responsible manner.
Earth's human population is doubling about every 39 years. Put into perspective, it took 10,000 generations for the world population to reach 2 billion in 1930. Now it will only take about a decade to produce 1.5 billion more, which is a major reason manufacturers like Kimberly-Clark recognize the importance of their role in sustainability and the future health of the planet.
In 1995, we actually launched our Environmental Vision program that helped increase sustainability in our products and processes. And really, the Vision 2010 program is a way for us to address energy, water, and waste in terms of reducing those resources and increasing their efficiency. So for example, in energy, we increased our energy efficiency by 5.8%, which represents $43 million in savings for us. In terms of water, we reduced our total water use by 4 billion gallons of water. That's the equivalent of 6,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. And in waste, we diverted 79.4% of manufacturing waste from landfills, and with nearly 50% of our mills being zero landfill.
We also developed socially focused programs as we strive to make a positive contribution to society. Our Huggies Every Little Bottom program encourages consumers to donate to diaper banks and distributed 22.5 million diapers to needy families in the US and Canada. We engaged with more stakeholders, including the World Wildlife Fund, Greenpeace, and many others to gain fresh perspectives, and we recently signed the United Nations Global Compact. Through product innovation and the power of our brands, we're creating sustainable solutions for our consumers and customers. One example is our Scott Naturals tube-free bathroom tissue. The 17 billion toilet paper tubes that are produced annually in the US account for 160 million pounds of trash. If placed end to end, that could stretch for more than 1 million miles.
Historically, our focus was on operations. In 2010, we decided to expand our focus across the whole value chain. Let me explain you what that really means. What we did was we started to look at all the way from raw materials to how we design our products, how we manufacture our products, how we market our products, and then what do we do after the products leave the shelf, so we are responsible also for post-consumer use.
For all the progress Kimberly-Clark has achieved since 1995, it recognized that much remains to be done to continue building on its commitment for a sustainable future. This is why Kimberly-Clark calls on the expertise of its Sustainability Advisory Board, a select group of thought leaders in environment and corporate social responsibility issues. This board helps shape the company's Sustainability 2015 strategy and goals.
The forces driving sustainability in companies are vast, and they're not going away. I mean, there's the rise of resource prices, constraints on commodities, there's issues like climate change and water shortages, the demands for transparency around the world.
What good for the environment is good for the society and is good for the business. That's the motto on which we have designed our sustainability goals.
To learn more about Kimberly-Clark Corporation, its products, and its sustainability initiatives, log on to www.kimberly-clark.com.
The oil sands of Alberta, Canada have been a major source of Canadian oil production for several decades. Richly comprised of clay, sand, and a form of petroleum called bitumen, oil sands generate more than 50% of the oil produced from Canada. The US alone imports 20% of its oil and refined oil products from its neighbour to the north. Surface mining oil sands is a costly endeavour with a history of adversely impacting land, air and water. But cutting-edge technologies from companies like Suncor Energy is helping this unconventional oil process surge into greener territory. By creating innovative end products and a more earth-friendly procedure, Suncor is leading its industry into a more sustainable future.
Calgary, the largest city in the province of Alberta, Canada, is world famous as a tourist destination for lovers of winter sports, for hosting the 1988 Winter Olympics, and for its widely popular annual Calgary Stampede. Emerging from Calgary's sparkling skyline is the Suncor Energy headquarters, one of the tallest buildings in Western Canada. It stands as a testament to the city's expansion during the oil boom of the 1970s through recent times.
To Suncor, we believe our environmental, economic, and social performance are all interdependent. We can't be successful in one without the others, and that's sustainability to Suncor.
In 2009, Suncor merged with Petro-Canada, creating the country's largest oil company. While the merged companies operate under the Suncor Energy name, it continues to use the Petro-Canada brand for its refined products. Petro-Canada Lubricants, part of Suncor's refining and marketing division, is the largest producer of white oils in the world. White oils are a clean, pure segment of mineral oils.
Suncor Energy is Canada's largest energy company. We're the pioneers of the Canadian oil sands going back 44 years, but we also have a renewable energy business, including wind power and biofuels. We also have international operations in Syria and Libya. We have a refining and marketing business that has 4 refineries across Canada and the US, and a service station network known as Petro-Canada brand.
Suncor began mining the Athabasca oil sands in 1967 under its former name, the Great Canadian Oil Sands. Mining oil sands involves clearing large tracts of foliage and topsoil from the site of an oil sands deposit. Once the sands are extracted and the oils and bitumen is cleaned, the used materials called mature fine tailings are sent to tailing dams. These pools of sand, water, clay, and leftover bitumen are unsightly outcome of the oil sands mining process and could take centuries to dry out. That is, until now.
One innovation that we're very excited about at Suncor is the development of a new process for treating the tailings that are part of the mining of the oil sands. And we can now shorten the time to solidify tailings from many decades down to days or weeks. This allows us to accelerate reclamation dramatically, so we can revegetate our mine sites within about a 10-year period versus about a 40-year period.
With the swing toward greener living, Suncor's sustainability focus filters through its entire integrated offering, with groundbreaking and organically certified products being developed for agricultural and individual use. Suncor provides alternatives to the harsh chemicals often used in produce and foliage management.
Excavating oil sands is not just people's perception of big, dirty oil. What we do with it once it's out of the ground is part of our desire to fulfill the unmet sustainability needs of the marketplace. Our breakthrough product, Civitas, was created by our refining and marketing division in response to the movement to reduce or ban the cosmetic use of pesticides in major parts of North America. It was immediately embraced by superintendents of eco-friendly golf courses.
Civitas is the only proven fungicide treatment designed specifically for the golf industry, based on a proprietary mode of action called induced systemic resistance, a plant defense activator that turns on the natural defenses of the plant to fight off fungus. Civitas became an EPA-registered fungicide in 2009.
2 years ago, we started to use it on all the tees and fairways on all of the 5 golf courses here at Bethpage, and we've had fantastic results. The golfers have been telling me that the fairways have never looked better, so that makes me happy, it makes them happy, and we're reducing our environmental impact.
At Suncor's Research and Development Facility in Mississauga, Ontario, pure oils are developed for an array of sensitive products, including those for pharmaceuticals, forestry, food-grade applications, agriculture, and horticulture.
Civitas was born out of a discussion I had with my wife. My wife is very much an environmentalist, doesn't like to use chemicals, so I encourage her to use a prototype product that I developed in the lab called Civitas. The other product that I encourage you to use to control weeds was a prototype herbicide called Clear Choice.
We test a number of different products as they're getting ready for release, and we tested Clear Choice, and we're able to see that with an 85% reduction in active ingredient, we got the same control as the traditional herbicide.
To learn more about Suncor Energy, its products, and its environmental initiatives, call 1-866-SUNCOR or log on to suncor.com.
Images of environmental devastation from the Gulf oil spill of 2010 are grim reminders that oil and water don't mix. But it doesn't have to take the explosion of an offshore drilling rig to drive home the importance of responsible oil management when it comes to our fragile environment. In fact, most of us need look no further than our own backyards and driveways to find potentially harmful threats to the soil and water in our own communities. The hazard is in the oil we use to lubricate our cars, lawnmowers, bikes, and machinery for our homes and businesses every day. The Environmental Protection Agency estimates that each year over 200 million gallons of used oil are improperly disposed of, an amount introduced into the environment each year. That's approximately 20 times the amount of crude oil spilled by Exxon Valdez, and that used oil from just one oil change could contaminate 1 million gallons of fresh water. With Earth's potable drinking water becoming more and more scarce, catastrophe is imminent. unless major changes take place in our relationship with oil, a non-renewable resource. Safety Clean Systems, the largest collector and re-refiner of used motor oil in North America, is showing us a better way to produce it, use it, collect it, repeat and repeat and repeat.
Every year, over 1 billion gallons of used motor oil is produced by United States automobiles alone. At the Safety Clean refinery in East Chicago, used motor oil is re-refined and conditioned so it can be used again and again. Using a closed-loop system, the re-refinery, the largest of its kind in the world and one of 2 operated by Safety Clean, returns more than 140 million gallons of used oil to the marketplace as clean, pure lubricating oil, including motor oil, helping people and businesses in North America.
Today, Safety Clean is the leading provider of environmental services, used oil re-refining, and responsible cleaning technologies. We are at the forefront of providing practical, green solutions for businesses and industry across North America. Safety Clean lubricants like EcoPower, produced from the closed-loop re-refining process, meet or exceed the highest North American standards for motor oil performance. Just like oil refined from crude, Safety Clean lubricants meet or exceed the same objective specifications that industry demands. There are many benefits of our closed-loop process, including the fact that 1 gallon of used oil can be re-refined to make the same amount of high-quality motor oil as 42 gallons of crude oil. Also, the re-refining process uses up to 85% less energy than processes used to make base stocks out of crude oil because it's already been heavily refined once. Since the re-refined product is not being disposed of or burned as a fuel, it reduces greenhouse gas emissions by more than 80% and reduces heavy metals emissions by 99.5%.
In 2008, Safety Clean introduced its EcoPower re-refined motor oil to consumers, but not before subjecting the re-refined oil to millions of miles of demanding torture testing for quality performance. The closed-loop process Safety Clean employs begins with collecting motor oil from approximately 250,000 quick lube centers, retail outlets, large automotive service chains, dealerships, commercial fleets, and manufacturers across the United States and Canada. The collected oil is tested for re-refinement, suitability, and subjected to rigorous quality control before it's accepted into its re-refinery process. Collected used oil is re-refined through a rigorous process of dehydration and vacuum distillation. Then it is hydro-treated using a process nearly identical to the refinement procedure for crude oil. After refinement, state-of-the-art additives are blended into the oil to provide the same protection and performance attributes of any high-quality lubricants made from crude. While the motor oil we depend on comes from a non-renewable source, Safety Clean shows us we can make motor oil a recyclable resource, finding ways to recycle Mother Earth's gifts instead of depleting them. It can help preserve our water, our air, and our planet for the benefit of future generations. To learn more about Safety Clean Systems, its products, and its environmental initiatives, log on to www.safety-clean.com.
Railroads. They play a vital role in the lives of every U.S. citizen, bringing us the goods we use every day, from the steel and lumber used to build our home and our businesses, to the grain that's used to make our daily bread, the coal that lights and heats our homes, and the TVs, clothes, and appliances that we buy for our homes. But did you know that they're also making our lives greener? That's right. Railroads help us improve our sustainability by providing a more environmentally friendly mode of shipping all those things that we need and want to us or the store shelves where we buy them. That's good for all of us and the communities in which we live. Let's visit the railway industry leader, BNSF, to see how they do it. Headquartered in Fort Worth, Texas, BNSF is the product of nearly 400 different railroad lines that merged or were acquired over the course of more than 160 years.
Moving freight by rail is cost-effective and efficient. It also reduces greenhouse gas emissions by up to 2/3 over moving the same freight by truck. That means cleaner air for all of us to breathe.
freight railroads account for about 2% of all transportation-related greenhouse gas emissions and about 0.5% of total US greenhouse gas emissions. That's a pretty small impact, especially when you consider they do this while hauling more than 43% of our nation's freight tonnage. Rail is also the most fuel-efficient way to move goods overland. A BNSF train can carry 1 ton of freight more than 495 miles on a single gallon of diesel fuel. Railroads play an important role in reducing highway congestion by working with trucking companies to move more long-haul freight over the rails. Every container or trailer on a BNSF train means 1 less long-haul truck on the highway. As one of the world's largest intermodal rail carriers, BNSF is a leader in reducing highway congestion. 1 BNSF intermodal train removes more than 280 long-haul freight moves from our nation's congested highways.
If we were simply to move 10% of the current freight that moves on the highway to rail, we'd reduce carbon emissions by 12 million tons a year. And we'd also save 1 billion gallons of fuel.
BNSF leads the rail industry in the testing, development, and implementation of green technology. The company is constantly searching for more efficient ways to operate and for greener technology, which benefits its customers, the environment, and the citizens in the communities in which they operate.
BNSF works very closely with the locomotive manufacturers to develop the next generation of fuel-efficient locomotives. For example, in urban areas, in our large freight yards, we are using generator-set locomotives, which are a technology that have 3 separate, small, low-emissions engines. We can use 1, 2, or 3 engines depending upon the load they need to handle. Very efficient, and again, providing cleaner air for all of us to breathe.
BNSF is the first railroad to use electric-wide crane spans in their intermodal facilities. These cranes increase productivity, reduce idling, and produce 0 emissions, all while generating power with every load. Today, many companies are focused on sustainability efforts throughout every facet of their business. With BNSF's Carbon Estimator tool, these companies are now able to calculate and report the environmental footprint of their logistics to their partners, investors, and customers. As one of the largest companies in the environmentally friendly railway industry, it's doing so by increasing fuel efficiency and lessening our dependence on foreign oil, by reducing emissions and improving air quality, and by removing trucks from our roads, reducing highway congestion, and all of this so you can breathe a clean sigh of relief. To learn more about BNSF and its environmental efforts, log on to www.bnsf.com.